Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So today is June 19th, 2023. And yes, I will be reading from Proverbs chapter 19 today. So Proverbs 19, verse 25. Proverbs 19, verse 25 says this: strike a mocker, and the inexperienced learn a lesson. Rebuke the discerning, and he gains knowledge. So, as I'm looking at this today, there were a couple of things that just popped at me. First and foremost, I remembered reading someplace where it said, don't mockers, that typically you're just not going to have the ability to correct them in a way that's going to cause them to change. And my experience tells me much of the same thing. When somebody is dead set into, this is what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be the pot stirrer in the room, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can correct, guide. You can do those things. Solomon's telling his son, there comes an occasion where the mocker needs to be addressed. And it's not as much for the mocker's sake as it is for those that are watching. The inexperienced see what you do with the mocker and say, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm not going to do what they did. Strike a mocker, and the inexperienced learn the lesson. It also says that if you have someone who has the ability to understand, that can learn, that is asking questions, if you give them a sharp correction, you rebuke them, they'll walk away with more knowledge. You know, sometimes we get to watch what happens to other people and learn the lesson from it. I wish I would have been able to learn many lessons that way in my lifetime. Unfortunately, I tended to be the mocker. And so I didn't learn a whole lot of lessons by other people's experiences. But as I came to the point where I recognized I was inexperienced, I got to step one and started working myself out of denial. Eventually I got to the point where people can correct me and I can learn from it. It's an ongoing process. I'm grateful for it, but it works. You know, when it comes down to it, that's what living the Christian life is. It's being able to see what other people have done and gone through and learned their lessons. It's being corrected when we get it wrong and gaining knowledge and growing from it. It's about striving for the good news that Jesus preached, that the disciples preached, that the apostles preached. Not that you get to go to heaven someday, but that the kingdom of heaven is here. Jesus sent his Holy Spirit. Once you profess him as Lord, he sent the Holy Spirit to guide you, teach you, and lead you in all of that. And so I just want to remind you today that if you see something out in the world and it isn't necessarily towards you, the first thing you should do is look at it and say, If I don't want that to happen to me, I should probably take a look at my life. Now, it's not always the case. There are occasions where corrections happen by mockers. And when that happens, it's not a whole lot of usefulness. But the reality is you're probably not doing the things, or if you are, you're doing the things that this amazing relationship teaches. And a mocker doesn't like it because it shows that they're not doing the things in this relationship. The Bible isn't a book. The Bible isn't a tool. The Bible is a relationship with your God. I think it's important to remember that too today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.